Hello, welcome to Exotic Gardening with me, Yorkshire Kris. On this week's episode, we're doing a full front, side and back tour of the garden and the changes we've made for the Makeover 2025. So, we've tidied up the front garden where we've got this 5-axe bamboo. We've also got the Phoenix Canariensis next to it, which has got through winter unscathed. Got the Ulcrensis trachycarpus, got the aloes, got a nice jabea there, and lots of Tula and a Yucca rostrata, and we just tied it up, put some gravel down just to tidy this area, make it look nice, neat and fresh. We're ready for the season ahead, and because it's a nice evergreen front garden, it looks just as good in winter as it does in summer. And if I just step back, we can see that. Better view, got the car in the way, but if we just go over the car and go around the side and come down, round the corner, we've got a palm you very rarely see, the needle palm, Rapidophyllum hystrix. And that's got through winter, no issues at all, and it's very slowly gaining a bit of size, quite a rare palm to see. And next to it is a palm you see all the time, which is a nice European fan palm. And there's Chimerops, and that was planted in this spot about 3 years ago from a pot, cut the root ball in half, and it survived and it's thriving in this spot, which previously had Musa Baju. And then above that, we've got the Waggy palms, and you can see the Jabea close there as well. Now, this is all my building materials and rubbish to get rid of, which I'll be cracking on with, and we'll see where that's going in the back garden. Down here, we've got a few pots. These have got cannas and returning tropical plants in, but it's also got lots of winter bedding in for a bit of interest, spring bedding for this time of year as well. Quite pleased with this pelargonium. It's got through all the snow we had. Remember, we had down to -6 or so, loads of snow, and it survived without really any protection apart from the wall of the house. It's great to see that survived, and hopefully that will flower throughout the summer months. I'll give that a feed as well, but not till it warms up, probably in about May time before I feed that one. So we'll just go around doing a full little tour, I suppose, in this episode. Some more colour here of these tulips. That's all the bamboos, pots, all sorts of things ready to come into life. Right, let's go into the back garden where we've tidied up here as well. So, got the Trachycarpus nova here, and you can see if we look down in this area, we've tidied up here, ready for spring and summer. Got the Persicaria purple fancy just showing its head around the base of that Trachycarpus. And now you can see the beautiful Yucca gloriosa variegata there. Below that, we've got the very, very rare Trachycarpus Gemini sectus, which has got through winter totally fine. And as we've always said before, the beautiful Bootia erispatha by the side of it. Now, if we just turn around, we've had some changes. So, first of all, the trampoline is gone. So this big area here is now opened up. So where the trampoline was, we've got this table, seating area, and this is where I'm going to be potted up plants, doing some sort of divisions and things like that. So it's not really an eating table, it's more of an extension of the greenhouse and using it for potting up plants. But we'll make use of this space. We're not exactly sure what we'll do this year, but in the future, hopefully we'll have some sort of cabin here as an outdoor sort of storage area, but also as a nice cabin to sit in as well. So that's the plan with this area. And it's great that we've got rid of that trampoline because it's really opened up this space, which is a large area behind the garage greenhouse conversion. And then we'll just slowly pan around. to one of the next changes we've got in the garden, and that is the path. As you can see, it's changed direction. Yes, it still goes off to the left, but then it doesn't go to the right and then left again, it curves round. This is only a temporary solution, just showing you where the path will go. So we'll follow the path around now. It goes much closer to the left-hand side. Again, we've not done the levels yet, just to get you an idea. You can see where the old path went to the right. And so what will mean is we've got the path more into the shady side of the garden where I didn't actually have many plants, because the plants around it sort of covered this area. And then if you look around, you can see all the Trachycarpus palms there. Most have fared pretty well over winter. One exception being the Latisectus, which looks pretty sorry for itself, hiding behind that Trachycarpus fortunii and Schefflera there. Look at that in a future video. So today we're looking at plants for the garden. And this area, I want to grow fruit and veg and exotics. The family don't want that. They want this to be a lawn. So they want this all to be changed back to being a lawn area. So that is something that might happen. Interested in your comments, what you think I should do with this area. It's mainly been our main tropical area, but should it go back to being a lawn? What do you think? So, down the garden, going past all the nice daffodils, we'll go over the bridge. We've got lots of frog spawn now in the pond down there, which we can see sort of against the base of that clematis going into the water. Jabea, as we always see. Started to trim this hedge here. Check there was no nest or bird activity at all, and it wasn't. It was totally fine to do that, so I've started trimming it back just to make it more reasonable, sort of 2 metre height rather than the 2.5 metres it was trying to be. And then we can see I've taken off the shelter from my arid bed over there, so we'll just take a closer look. The shelter's gone. We're through mid-March now. Don't expect it to be very cold moving forward, so it's released the beautiful agaves and the Brea and Marta. And it's beautiful to see those palm leaves over the agaves there. And we'll just go around. We'll just spin the camera around. We'll go back down the path. Go around to the other side, because I just want to show you what's going on there. Because I have started taking up some of the decking on this side as well. Side as well, so this is meant you can see the depth of the raised beds effectively, a good 25-30 centimeters of wood with soil inside, with the plants either side. Path itself had gravel to stop all the weeds, with weed suppressive membrane, and that was decking on top. That's all been removed. Some decent sleepers down there. Let us jump across, get into this area. Before we move further down, you can see we've still got some Tradescantia. Got through winter. This is Maiden's Blush. You can just see that variegation there. That's got through all that snow and everything else. It's not killed off all the top growth. And it'll burst into life over the coming weeks, I'm sure. And then the fields at the end. But before we get there, we can see got some nice sleepers. These are a couple that I've removed when I've been digging up the old paths. These are in good condition, so I will reuse those. And then we'll just pan round. You can see I've started clipping back the old leaves on these tree ferns. So you can see this area here. It's a bit of a mess at the moment, but we'll be moving some of these tree ferns to get the paths to go around that area. And you can see from the last video, we've got that bamboo barrier in round by the stachys over there. And now it's time, I think, just to go back and look at how I've developed the other side where the path's going to go. Like I said, we've moved a lot of these sleepers. Some are rotten, pretty bad here. Some are still hard to get up because they're extremely heavy and still bolted together in places. It's a pretty wet, cold day today, but as if by magic, in a minute, it'll be nice and sunny. Just have to keep watching, you'll see that in a second. So I've not started on the project here of removing these decking paths because I want to get one job done at a time pretty much. So let's go down and have a look at what's happening at this part of the garden. So this is where we've got to now. I've dug out the sides of where the path's going to go towards the tree ferns down there, but I've not taken out the tree ferns yet. And in this area I've put some of the rubble that was underneath the decking. I've just spread it across the area before I put the MOT Type 1 sub base down. That'll cover all that and I'll compact it down. I've just, with a black pipe either side, you can see roughly where the path's going to go, and it's going to be the same width. Hello Robin. It's going to be the same width as the gravel path that I'm just sat on here. So if we look down, there's the gravel path. I've still kept this sleeping here because I'm going to build up this path first before we move the actual sleeper, because as soon as I move the sleeper then everything's going to fall down. And where the robin is there, you can see lots of bamboo shoots, lots of bamboo. So that's coming from the Phylostachys parvifolia over there. And you can see it's run down the plastic membrane which was by the side of the sleeper that was put to one side. And you've got absolutely tons and tons of rhizome, and they're about 4 meters long coming out here. So I'm going to remove all this, going to take up all that rhizome, and what I think I'm going to do is take out this big bamboo and move it to the bottom of the garden where it can spread down there, because I don't really want it doing several meters into my arid bed where they've got the agaves and the Brea amata. It's a beautiful sunny blue sky day, perfect weather for these arid plants, pretty good weather for digging in the shade like I'm doing here. So I'm going to carry on now, making sure that it's wide enough the path going down there, and then we'll bring some of the base in to cover up this area before we compact it down and then do the edging. Thank you for watching this episode of Exotic Gardening UK. Join me next time, we'll be doing more in the garden.